Love my tea. Say, every so often I buy something that seems like a pretty good deal. I don't put up everything that I buy and recommend it, but I think I can kind of recommend this thing right here. These are made in China. You can see that right there. ZSD LED solar street light. Looks like this. Now some of you might get a lot of advertisements on Facebook and they'll say, buy a bunch of these, they're super cheap. Well, they don't include the pole and the fastener. So then when you buy them, then you got to grab the pole and the fastener. This one includes everything you need to put it up. And once you put it up, you don't have to do anything to it. Put it up and turn it on. It charges itself. It shines all night long. If somebody walks up under it, it gets bright. And then when they walk out from under it, it gets dim again. $168 for a pair. There's two of them in here. There's two poles. There's some bolts to attach it with, but I'm not a fan of those bolts. If you're attaching it into wood, I got some wood screws for that. And if you're attaching it into metal, I got some metal screws for that. So other than the bolts, well, yeah, I don't even get into the bolts. You know how Chinese bolts are. We don't necessarily go there. Did I say 168 bucks for the pair? That seemed like a pretty good deal. I've already got two. I've got one out here on a pine tree. And when someone comes around that corner, they see that light out there. Now, it's not super bright, but it's bright enough to know that there's a light there. And I got another one down there on the top of that garage. If you look down there, you can see it. That one, yeah, does a good enough job. I can look down there at night. I can see the doors. I can see the area pretty well. So what I'm going to do is take this new one I bought and put it on the top peak of the wooden shed, the red one down there. I was going to put another one over there. You know, Honey Babe's got this new fire pit. Now, I want to say this was entirely her thing. She designed it, and she called the fellow that did it, and she, you know, described what she wanted, and she worked with him. She did a real good job. And so this is her thing, but I'm happy because she's happy, you know, and it's pretty nice. Charlie, who is having trouble walking anyway, comes down across the porch and walks down that ramp and walks across these stones and goes back up. And you know, sometimes as old as he is, it's hard for him to walk on gravel and rough areas. So that gives him a place to come down here and do his business and go back up, and it's pretty. And we like to have the neighbors over here, and you know, sometimes in the evening. And you got this little heater I bought a few years ago that I really couldn't use since we used to be the RV sat here and we could sit this out beside it, but since we built this porch, there's no place to put it without that heat being too close to some combustible material. But out here it's perfect if she wants to come out early in the morning, light that little thing, or light this little gas pit. The gas pit, fire pit, is good for in the evening when you want to sit by the fire and the sun comes up right over there. So she sits here. She'll sit here in the morning, drink her coffee, watch the sun come up. When it gets warmer here, and there'll be some warm southern mornings when the best time of the day will be in the morning before the sun comes up, because it's going to be hot after the sun comes up. So that's her spot, and she maintains the grass. She got that electric battery powered lawnmower, so she cuts the grass and all. So I'm just happy as heck. You know, she's planted all these flowers and got some bushes and things, you know, so she's landscaping this area. Looks like we got some blossoms on the peach tree over there. Yeah, so that's good. That's all good. She takes care of the bird feeder. So I was going to put, I went there to tell you, I was going to put that light out right over there so it would shine down on her area. She said, I don't want that light there because I want to sit here late at night and look up and see the stars. And I thought, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So I'll put that light, I'll probably put that light on this building over here, just to kind of, when I look out through that door. These other lights, and I also recommend them, they've been up here for a period of years. When I bought them, they was probably about 15 or 18 bucks a piece. I bet they're up to 20 or 25 or maybe more. But these are just little lights that activate their motion detector. They don't stay on all the time, but they're motion detector lights, and they're good for that. I think this one has a different name than that other one. That one's older, but It's been up there. What does that say? That says Neludini. This one, Neludini, which I never heard of, but it's probably from China too. Those have been good ones. They've been up there for years. So these other ones I got, I'm happy with them. So I got a couple more. And so I'm going to mount those this morning. And I'm going to move on to something else. So here I go. And by the way, I could show you how to mount these, but literally all there is to it, you take this, you stick it on the side of the building, you stick your bolts in it. You take this, stick it on it, make sure you got it turned on, and that's all you do. After that, you don't have to pay an electric bill, you don't have to maintain it, you have to do a thing. It just works all by itself. So that's pretty sweet. So I can take this thing with me down there and grab me a ladder, grab me some washers and some screws. Now I notice this one has a couple of batteries in it. I'm not sure why. These may have a remote control. I don't remember that the others did. I'm not sure why there's batteries in that. But if I figure out there's a reason for them batteries, we'll talk about that more later. Okay? Okay. So I'll go over here and get me some wood screws and get me some washers that fit on the heads of those wood screws. And we'll go from there. It's a little longer than it needs to be for what I need to do. And so that makes the angle of it a little more precarious that I'm really comfortable with, but I'm going to use it anyway. And I'm going to put this thing right about where that Smart Shed sticker is, stuck on the middle of that, because there's a beam that runs across there. There's not a beam inside there. Like if I could get one right at the tip top point and have it be on real wood, I would. But the way this thing is made, see, there's no beam right in the middle there. And because it's got that little tin hangover thing, if I drop down below that, I'm just going to be shooting it through this press board stuff. That's not the strongest material. But there's a beam up here. See that 2x, a double 2x. And I believe that beam coincides with this painted piece where this sticker thing is. So that's where I'm going to put it. I may wind up taking that off, that little sticker there. We'll see. So I'm going to try to put y'all somewhere where you can kind of see what I'm doing. That way if I fall down, you'll get to see it and you can laugh at me. Some people like to, and I don't mind. I don't mind people laugh at me when I do something stupid. I do stupid things on a pretty regular basis, you know, so I'm proud. pretty hard stuff. That must be some of that cement board siding there. One time get the screw started. Two. Sounds like my battery's giving out. I think I got another one in here that's hot. Pretty sturdy. See, all I gotta do now is go and grab that little thing and slip it on there, and she's ready to go. That's how easy it is to put that up. I'll go get it. I forgot to mention, it does have two little set screws that goes up on the top that you tighten up to keep it firm. Also got an on and off switch. And of course it's just a little red switch. You push it. I don't know which is on and which is off. Well, there you go. It just went off. And it looks like it's still glowing. Now, I may not want it to be still glowing in the daylight. My others, I don't think they're glowing in the daylight. I'm quite sure. And of course, if you read the instructions, I can't always make sense out of the instructions I read on some things that come from some countries where the language and mine don't match up. So, I think what I did last time is that one over on that pine tree. I think I pushed it once and walked away, and then when it didn't do what I wanted it to, I came back and pushed it again. See, it's not glowing. So, maybe if that one is glowing, I should shut it off. That way. Well, I'll leave the ladder down here, and if it is, I can come back and cut it back on. Or whatever. See if I can sneak up on it. Oh, well, it came on dim. Or maybe it came on bright. I don't know. I'll just go ahead and hit up here and push this button once. And then we'll come back tonight and we'll look at it. See if it's on all by itself. Okay, let's take care of that. So this is me standing up beside the garage looking down toward the new garage on the right and the further building down there on the left. I was, showing you about putting these lights up the other day. And I'm just gonna walk down the hill here and let you see. That's my little couple of side lights up here that just came on. But when I get, you can see how bright that is from here. And when I get up under this light, it's gonna kick into the brighter mode. So it's still dark out here, but I'm gonna walk. And you see that just kicked in. And then we got this other one back here. Pretty cool that a telephone will film something like this. Let me see how bright that got. So that gives you an idea of how well these little solar powered security lights work. I mean, that's pretty good. This one over here is already going back to dim. But hopefully that gives y'all, some of y'all might be considering buying something like this. It's kind of a lot of money to spend, but when you think about it, once you put it up, you don't have any power bill or anything like that. It's actually pretty sweet. And she got a good bit of light out here. All right, I hope that was helpful. And if not, well, dang.